And then once you have found your position, lengthen up through the spine, grounding down through those sit bones. And either placing your hands on your knees, or you can bring your hands to your heart and belly. And we're just going to focus on our breathing to begin with. So relaxing all of those facial muscles, making sure that you're not frowning. And just breathe naturally to begin with. Don't force it to be anyway. Hello to everyone that's joining. Going to mute you all.
Good.
So the focus today, I just want you to all pause, focus on now. I find that I'm always thinking about the past or the future, and I'm never enjoying the current moment. So trying to be present and just thinking about the moment that we're in. Going to start with some equal breathing. So if everybody exhales, and then we're going to inhale for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding it for 4. 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 4. 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4. Feel the belly expanding as you breathe deeply into it. Hold it. And exhale. Trying to make those inhales and exhales as smooth as possible. Now you have the option of staying with 4 counts, or you can take it up to 5 counts. Hold it for 5. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale for 5. Option to stay there, or try take it up to 6 counts. We'll just take 2 to 3 rounds of this breathing. Still relaxing all of those facial muscles. Inhale for 6. Hold it. And breathe it out. Keep it nice and smooth. Inhale. Hold it for 6. And exhale, making this your last one, and then returning to your normal breathing. Gently opening your eyes. Roll those shoulders up and back, open through the chest, and then bring your arms down by your sides. Walking your right hand out away from you. Take your left hand all the way overhead, creating space through the side body. And then as you exhale, reaching all the way over to the left. Just taking these side bends with your own breathing. So making it nice and fluid, but we're really trying to lengthen through the spine each time. Keeping both sit bones grounding down into the floor. And then on your next one, we're going to hold it there, reaching those fingertips all the way up and over. Bring your hand behind your head. We're going to take our elbow towards our elbow. So depending on which one you've got up, I have my left. My left elbow is going to come down to meet my right, find a twist through the spine, and then open up. You're going to take 3 of these, keeping that spine as long as possible and really still grounding both hip bones down. 1 more. And open that chest, changing sides, reaching the opposite fingers all the way up and over. Lengthen through the crown of the head, bringing your hand behind your neck and then taking elbow to elbow. Feeling that twist through the spine. And last one. Make your way back center. Finding a twist. Your left hand comes to your right knee. Right hand comes behind you. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, looking over your shoulder. Keep growing through the crown of the head. Feel that twist. Now, I have no room, but you're going to start reaching your fingertips on the right hand all the way up, creating a big arc as you reach all the way up and over, untwisting, eventually bringing your right hand to your left knee, so your arms are crossed. And from here, round through the spine, tuck the chin into the chest. Feel that nice stretch through the back. Option to stay still, or if it feels good, you can take movements from side to side, maybe forward and backwards. And then from here, keeping the elbows crossed, we're coming into our eagle arm. So start to straighten through the spine, either taking one cross or you can double fold, lifting the hands up and away from you, open through the chest, looking up towards those fingers. And exhale, bowing down, take the hands towards the floor. Inhale, reach all the way back up again, finding that high release. Exhale, bow down. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale, hands bow down. Releasing those arms, coming back center. And we'll take that on the other side. So right hand goes to left knee. Left hand comes behind you. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, looking over that back shoulder. Try to keep both sit bones on the floor still. Don't force anything, just take it to your natural range of movement. And then begin to take those fingertips all the way up and over, creating that big arc with the fingertips. Big side stretch, eventually taking your hand to your right knee. Finding that curve through the spine again. Tuck the chin into the chest. And in this position, imagine you've got a piece of string in the center of your back and it's pulling you backwards. So you get a really nice deep stretch in between the shoulder blades. Breathing deeply into the ribs. And then start to straighten up through the spine. Find those eagle arms again. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, bowing forwards. Taking 2 more rounds of this. Enjoying that nice stretch. Good. Each time, see if you can go a little bit further. And once you've done those 3, uncross the arms and just take your hands behind your back on the floor, lifting and opening through the heart center. Take the chin up towards the sky. And then exhale, walk those hands in front of you, just folding over those legs. Feeling that stretch through the back and maybe into the hips. Nice. Uncurling. And now we're just going to take our feet and knees hip distance apart. So sitting up nice and straight, getting that core nice and warm. You're going to reach those fingertips forwards. Lift your left foot away from the floor and then cross your forearms. So hands under your elbows. Finding that core strength, we're going to exhale, twist your right elbow towards that left knee, and then come back center. We're going to take 6 more of these. So twisting from the center of that spine, feel that core engaging. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Changing legs, bringing your right foot up this time. Left elbow goes towards that right knee. Try to keep your hips as still as possible. So we're working into the waist, getting that spine nice and warm. 3 more. Keep breathing. 2, and 1. Little challenge if you want to. Bring both feet off the floor. Either hold boat position or come with me. Start to twist from side to side for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Release those knees out to the side, shuffle the hips back and fold over those feet for a brief second, releasing through the hips. And crossing those feet under, shifting forwards into your tabletop position. So once you've found that tabletop position, get your hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're just going to work into our shoulder mobility first. So thinking about dropping your chest down to the floor, keeping your back as still and flat as possible, and then lift that chest all the way up towards the sky through those shoulder blades. Taking a couple more of these with your own breath, so you can move as slow as you want or as fast. Through those shoulder blades, keeping the head in line with the spine. Good. Last one. Keep that chest going up to the sky so you feel nice and strong. Finding that strength through the arms. Keep your fingertips facing towards the top of the mat, but have a feeling of rotating them both outwards so you get that extra strength through the shoulders. And now bringing your right foot away from the floor, pointing it up towards the sky. Finding our hip mobility. We're going to draw 4 circles one way, opening through the hips. Don't worry if they crack, as long as there's no pain, just move through it. If it hurts, then just rest. And then take 4 circles the other way. 3, 2, and 1. Step your right foot to the outside edge of your mat, coming into your lizard pose. You can walk those hands forwards. You have the option of staying here, or you can drop down onto your elbows if you have the space. If you want to make it a little bit more active, you can tuck those back toes under and lift the knee away from the floor. Either keeping this stretch still, or you can make it more active, moving into it. And then dropping that knee down if it was lifted, coming back up onto your hands. Keep your right hand right next to your foot and try to block your knee out, keeping it still. Reach your left hand up to the sky, find a twist. And then bring the left hand down. Start to reach your right hand up, twisting the other way. Changing sides, right hand comes to the floor, reach the left hand up. Left hand comes down, right hand reaches up. Last one. Left hand reaches, making sure you're keeping that knee as still as possible. And then right hand reaches, keeping it there. Start to take it towards the back of your mat. Either stay here, or if you'd like to find your bind, you can find that. If you want to take it into that quad stretch, you can bring that foot in towards the body. Opening that chest up to the sky. If you're living in a super flexible body, you can come down onto that left elbow. Breathing into it. And release. Hand comes to floor. Heel toe your right foot into the center of the mat and send those hips backwards, finding that hamstring stretch. Half split. Lengthen through the spine. Don't worry about how far down your body is. Flex the toes in towards the face. And then release. Walk those hands back to the top of the mat. Tuck your left toes under, and you're going to roll to the outside edge of your left foot, walking your right foot down to the middle of the mat. So you're in your supported side plank. From here, we're going to lower those hips down, feel that stretch through the side body, maybe into the hip, and then lift back up. 2 more. Lower down. And lift. Last one. Feel strong through that supporting arm. Good. And lift. Last one. Place that left hip down to the floor. Roll to your seat. And we're going to just take our seated twist. So keep that right leg crossed over the left. Reaching your left arm all the way up. Taking the elbow to the outside of the right knee. And looking over that right shoulder. Lengthen through the spine. And exhale, untwist. Placing your hands back to the top of the mat, finding your high plank. Lower your knees down to the floor and find that tabletop position again. Well done. Second side. So left leg goes high. Finding those circles with the knee, opening through the hip, 4 each way. Just taking it in your own time, making those circles as big as or as small as you wish. Mine are very clicky today. And then once you've taken those circles, step that left foot to the outside edge of your mat, finding that lizard pose, either staying upon your hands, or you can drop down onto those elbows. Same options as before. You can lift that back knee up if you want to. Deep breaths into that stretch. And then release. Come back up onto those hands. Blocking that left leg out with your left hand. Start to reach the right hand up. Finding those rotations through the spine. 6 in total. So you can move in your own time. You know what we're doing now. Just keep opening through that chest. Keep lengthening through the crown of the head. So you're creating space in between each vertebrae with every movement that you take. 2 more. Last one. And then start to reach those fingers to the back of the mat. Option to stay here, or you can find those binds. Bind the foot if you want to. This is your practice. Just do what feels good for you right now. I'm just here to guide you. And then releasing the hands, start to heel toe that foot into the middle of the mat. Lengthening through the legs, send the hips back, finding that half split. Flexing the toes towards the face. Straighten through the spine. Good. Walk your hands back to the top of the mat. Tuck those right toes under. Roll to the outside edge of your right foot, opening into that supported side plank. And we'll take those hip lowers again on this side. So breathing into it, lower the hips down. Feel that nice stretch through the side body. Feel the strengthening through the abdominals and through that supporting arm. Last one. And then sitting down onto that hip, rolling onto both hips now, finding that seated twist on the second side. Lengthen up right elbow to outside of that left knee, looking over that back shoulder. And release, untwist, take those hands back to that high plank. Lower the knees down to the floor and push back to a child's pose. Take one deep breath here. And then starting to tuck those toes under, send the hips high to the sky. Paddling through those legs for your first downward dog. If they're feeling a little bit tight today, lengthen through that lower back. And then finding stillness through the legs, taking your gaze towards the top of the mat. Either walk, step, or jump your feet up towards the hands, finding a deep forward fold. Bending those knees if you need to, finding ragdoll if that feels good for you. Relaxing the head, holding no tension in the neck. And then release those arms, slowly roll up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time, all the way up to standing. Finding your mountain pose at the top. Open through the chest. We're going to take a couple rounds of sun salutations here. So inhale, take those hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale, deep forward fold all the way down to the floor. Inhale, create space, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back, left foot back to meet it. Lower down to the floor, either knees down first, elbows into the ribs as you take the chest down. Baby cobra, checking that strength through the back by lifting those hands away from the floor. Hands come down, pushing yourself back through child's pose, finding your downward facing dog. Hold here for one deep breath. Inhale, right leg goes high. Keep those hips square. Bring the right foot all the way through the arms, coming into your warrior one. Place the left heel down, turn the toes out slightly, lift those arms all the way up. Find that neutral pelvis. Good. Exhale, hands come to floor. Step back, plank, lower down, either knees or staying in that full chaturanga. Inhale, either baby cobra or upward facing dog. Finding that downward facing dog. Take your gaze towards the top of the mat. Either walk, step, or jump your feet back to the top. Deep forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deep forward fold. Inhale all the way back up to standing. Hands either out to the sides if you've got the room. If not, you can bring them up through the center. And find that mountain pose. Second side, inhale, hands all the way up overhead, mini back bend if you wish. Exhale, deep forward fold all the way down. Halfway lift, create space. Deep forward fold, stepping back to your high plank with that left foot first. Lower down, chaturanga. Taking all of this with your own breath now. Through that upward dog. Downward facing dog. Left leg goes high to the sky, three-legged dog. Keep those hips nice and square. Use those abdominals to bring that knee through to the chest, stepping up to that warrior three. Square those hips off to the top of the mat. Good. Nice, neutral pelvis. Exhale, hands come to floor. Step back, plank. Taking that chaturanga, good, really strong. And downward facing dog. One deep breath in that downward dog. Take that gaze up towards the top of the mat. Deep forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, and then go all the way back up to standing. We're going to take one more round, right and left, getting that body nice and warm. Inhale, hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale, deep forward fold down. Create space, halfway lift. This time you can jump those feet back if you're feeling a little bit warmer. Just taking every movement with your own breath, moving at your own speed. Good. Squeeze those glutes on that upward facing dog, making sure you're protecting that spine. Good. Nice, Rhiannon. Good. See if you can get a little bit lower through that warrior one this time. Now you're getting a bit warmer. Good. Siobhan. That's it. Good. Little nod. Well done. Nice. Rotate those elbows inwards on that upward facing dog, finding that strength through the scapula. Good, cat. Nice. Taking it on the left side. Once you've taken both right and left, either find yourself in a child's pose just to rest, grab a drink if you need one. Or if you're feeling super energized today, you can hold that downward dog for me. Nice. Good, Lou. Who's this here? That's it, Wendy. Squeeze those elbows in. Good. Nice transition. Really nice, everyone. And it looks like you're all just holding downward dog for me. Perfect. Okay, moving into the main flow. So lots of twists here. If you need blocks or straps, feel free to use them. I will try and advise you if I remember. Right leg goes high. Bend the knee and roll that hip open. You're going to bring your right knee all the way over to your left elbow and then send it back up, three-legged dog. Knee comes in to your center. Three-legged dog. Knee to right elbow, hold it there. Bring that knee back center and step it through. Opening all the way up straight into your warrior two. Good. Inhale, flip the hand, reach it all the way up and over, reverse warrior. Lengthen through that body. Moving into your extended side angle, right elbow to right knee. Reaching that left hand overhead. Straightening back up into your warrior two. Straighten your right leg. And we're taking our warrior two to the other side now. So left toes face the back of the mat, sinking into the left knee. Good. Straighten the left knee. Send your hips back, triangle pose. Reaching those left fingertips forwards. Lengthen through the spine. Open that chest up. Imagine you're in a toaster and you want those shoulders and hips to be in line, squeezed in that toaster. One big line. Good. Open back up. Warrior two. Lift your right heel up and find your high lunge. Sinking nice and deep here. Transferring your weight into your left foot. Bring your right knee all the way into your chest. Hands come to heart center. Left hand goes to the outside edge of your right knee and start to twist to the top of your mat, following the gaze with your right hands. Good. Slowly coming all the way back to center, hands back into the heart. Shifting your right foot all the way back, find your warrior three. Slowly transition into it. Square those hips off and then straighten those arms back. Lengthen the fingertips towards the toes. Squeeze those triceps. Right foot comes to the floor, high lunge. Reach the hands up to the sky. Exhale. Right hand comes to the floor, reaching those left fingertips all the way up. Rotate through the spine. Then coming all the way back up into your revolved lunge. Left fingertips to the back of that right leg. Reach the right fingertips up. And then open back up. Warrior two. Good. Straighten through the left leg. Angle your toes in slightly, coming into your wide leg forward fold. Folding forward from the hips. Keep your spine as straight as you can for as long as you can. And then when you can go no further, take the hands to the floor, release the head and relax the spine. First wide leg forward fold, so just take it nice and easy. Bring your hands to your hips and start to come all the way back up to standing. We're coming into our twisted triangle pose. So turn your right toes back to the top of the mat. Adjust your left foot in slightly. Square the hips off to the top of the mat. So you may need to angle that back foot slightly. Right hand to right hip. Left fingertips reach forwards. Hinge forwards from the hips, keeping that spine as straight as you can. Either bringing your left hand to the inside of the right foot, or you can take it to the outside of that right foot. Twist through that spine, open the chest up to the sky. And then release. Hands come to floor. Step back to your plank and lower down for your vinyasa. Breathing through that movement. Good. Nice. Second side. Left leg goes high. Bend the knee and roll that hip open. Left knee goes across to your right elbow. Three-legged dog, send it high. Right knee to chest, all the way in. Find that core strength. Three-legged dog. Left knee to left elbow, hold it there. Bring it back center. Place that foot through the hands. Open up, warrior two. Good. Inhale, flip the hand, reach it all the way up and over, reverse warrior. Dancing straight into that extended side angle. Elbow to thigh, reaching that arm overhead. Inhale, back up to your warrior two. Straighten through that left leg and find your warrior two on the other side. Bending into that right knee. Good. Straighten the right knee, shift the hips back. Coming into that triangle pose. Reach those right fingertips as far forward as you can. Lengthen through the side body. Create space between that lower side of the body and the leg. And open back up. Warrior two. Lifting that back heel, coming into your high lunge, sinking nice and deep. And then start to shift all the way into that right foot, left knee. Don't fall like me. Left knee into chest. Hands to heart center. Take your right hand to the outside of that left leg. Try to bring the knee in line with the belly button. And then twisting back, following those left fingertips with your gaze. Keep lengthening through the spine. Untwist, coming back to center. Send the left foot back, shifting into your warrior three. Good, square those hips off. Take those arms behind you, straighten through them as much as you can, engaging those triceps. And then coming back into your high lunge. Left hand comes to floor, reach your right hand up to the sky, into that twist. As you inhale, come all the way back up, Bringing your right hand to the back of your left leg into that revolved high lunge, looking up to those fingertips if you want to. Open up, warrior two. Good. Straightening that right knee, angle those toes in. Wide leg forward fold. Relaxing over this time. Walk those hands through the legs. See if you can go a little bit deeper. Relaxing the head. And then fly those arms out to the side, airplane arms, lifting all the way back up to standing. Turn those left toes back to the top of the mat, warrior two. And then straighten through, angling those right toes in, square the hips off. Left hand to left hip, reach the right hand forwards, hinging into that twisted triangle pose. Either having that hand on the inside of the foot or the outside of the foot. Open the chest up to the sky. This is when you may need your blocks if you need to. Good. And then square off those shoulders. Take your hands to the floor and vinyasa. Good. Breathe through it. Well done. Nice. Take a deep breath when you get to that downward facing dog. I don't know whether you've paused or whether you're okay. That's it, cat. That's it, cat. There we go. Taking that vinyasa, well done. I didn't know whether you'd frozen. Good. Second side. Back to the first side, sorry. Right leg goes high. Bend the knee, roll the hip open. Take your right knee over to your left elbow. Three-legged dog, send it back. Right knee to center. Three-legged dog, send it back. This time, right knee comes to your right elbow, stepping your right foot just behind your right hand. We're opening straight up into our half moon. So lifting that left foot off the mat, opening up those hips to the sky, open the chest, and then place that left foot back down to the floor, warrior two. Good. Flip the hand. Reverse warrior. This time coming into your extended side angle, hands can either come to the floor, you can go to the elbow as we did before. If you have your half bind or full bind, you can find it now. Open through the chest. All the way back up to your warrior two. Straighten through that leg and find your warrior two on the second side. Lifting that back heel up. High lunge. Bring your right knee up to the chest, either keeping your knee bent into the chest and find that twist as we did before, or option to take your peace fingers to your big toe, straighten that leg out in front of you and twist from here, looking towards the top of the mat. Good. Come back center, bending that knee again for me. Send the foot back into your warrior three. Now from here, right hand comes to floor and either take your left hand to your left hip and open the chest, or you can take that left hand up to the sky into that twisted warrior three. Good. Nice. From here, take your right foot down to the floor into that twisted lunge. As you come up into that revolved high lunge. Open up, warrior two. Angle those toes in, into that deep, wide leg forward fold. If you would like to take your headstand from here, you can take your forearms down to the floor and start to float those legs all the way up. I saw some beautiful headstands last week. Good. That's it. You can do a nice shoulder release as well. Good, Kat. Nice, Lou. Good, Siobhan. You've got it. Well done. And then your option to either take the hands to the hips or float them out to the sides as you come all the way back up to standing. You've been upside down, so be careful when you get back up. Good. Turn those toes back to the top of the mat, into that warrior two. Straighten through it again and angle your left toes in, right hand to right hip. Revolve triangle, hinging forwards from the hips. This time, if you want to take it a little bit further, you can open the arm up to the sky, create a deeper twist through the spine. And then exhale, hands frame the foot, stepping back to your plank. Well done. Nice. Second side, left leg goes high. Bend the knee and roll that hip open. Taking the knee over to the opposite elbow. And then three-legged dog. Knee to chest. Three-legged dog. Knee to left elbow, hold it there. Transitioning straight into that half moon. As you step that foot just behind your left hand, open that hip up, find that balance. If you're feeling really balanced today, try to take that hand away from the floor and then gently place your foot back down, warrior two. Good, breathing into that reverse warrior. And then moving straight into your extended side angle. Finding binds if you've got it, if not, just keeping that elbow to thigh. Open that chest up, good. Release, finding that warrior two again. Changing over to the other side, finding warrior two on your right. And then square those hips off, high lunge. Bringing that knee all the way into the chest, option to keep that knee bent, or you can take the peace fingers to your big toe, twisting round, following the left fingertips as you look back. Really nice, everyone. This is when you may need your strap, but I think you're all okay. Coming back center, hands to heart center, shifting all the way into that warrior three. Take your left hand down to the floor, open the right hand up to the sky. Revolved warrior three, good. Place your back foot down to the floor, keeping that twist through the spine in that lunge. And then inhale all the way up, revolved high lunge, taking the right hand to the back of that left leg, lengthening up through the body. Open up, warrior two. Straighten through that leg, angle those toes in, deep forward fold down. Your choice of whatever you want to do here, whether you want to do another headstand, if you want to give it another practice, if you want to interlace those hands behind your back and open through the chest and shoulders this time, that's it. That's it, Wendy, nice. Breathe through it. You've got it, take it slow, Siobhan, slower, the more control, you've got it. Beautiful, Rhiannon. Good, Kat. You okay? Thumbs up, good. And then whenever you are ready, nice and slowly make your way back up to standing. Don't rush it. Get your head back into a good space. Make sure you don't feel dizzy. Finding that warrior two on the left. Straighten through the leg. Coming into that twisted triangle pose. Left hand to left hip. Reach the right hand forwards. All the way. Lengthen through the spine. Option to open that left hand up to the sky, deepen that twist. Keep lengthening through the crown of the head. And then exhale, place those hands either side of the foot and taking your vinyasa. Finding either a child's pose or a downward dog just to end this section of the flow. If you're taking that downward dog, just breathe into it. Take some deep breaths. Oh, you're warriors, nice and strong. Take your gaze up to the top of the mat and either walk, step, or jump your feet towards your hands. Finding a deep forward fold here. Lifting your toes away from the floor, sliding your hands underneath the feet. Take a bend on the knees if you need to. Coming into that gorilla pose. Easing the chest in towards those thighs. And as the hamstrings start to loosen up, you can start to straighten those legs, trying to guide that chest further in towards the legs. Finding a nice deep forward fold. And then releasing those hands. Slowly roll up through the spine again, one vertebrae at a time. Mobilizing through the back, stacking each one on top of the next, coming into that mountain pose. Once you found that mountain pose, just close your eyes. Grounding those feet down into the floor. Feel that length through the spine. Open the chest. Good. Breathe. Finding that moment of peace and stillness, being in the moment. Take one more breath here. And then on your exhale, blink the eyes open. Looking down towards your feet, bring your big toes together and keeping a little gap in between the heels. Coming into your chair pose, as you inhale, send your hips back, bend through the knees, either reach the hands all the way in front of you, or you can take them up overhead. Lengthen that pelvis under, so tuck it under, lengthen that lower back, navel to spine, and make sure that you can still see those toes, your knees aren't overshooting them. Bring your hands to heart center. Right elbow goes to the outside of your left knee, coming into that twist. Now make sure that the knees are still in line and one isn't going further forward than the other. Option to stay here, or we're going to keep the weight in our left foot and send our right foot back, coming into that twisted lunge. Good. Either hold this here or play around with your arms by opening them up. Good, keep lengthening that spine. Hands come back to heart center. Framing the foot with your hands. Step back to your plank and lower down for your vinyasa. Good. Well done. Walk, step, or jump your feet back towards your hands. And deep forward fold. Roll all the way up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time again. Should feel nice on the back. Bring your big toes back together again. We'll take that on the second side. Inhale, coming into that chair pose, lengthen through the spine. Open that chest. Hands come to heart center. Left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Try to find those hands in the center of the chest. Double check your knees. Option to stay here or step that left foot back, coming into that lunge. Good. Well done. Open those arms up if you feel strong. Keep growing through the crown of the head. Well done. Hands come to frame foot this time and step back into your plank. Now, we're going to roll onto the outside of our left foot, finding side plank. Open up. You can find supported side plank if you're not feeling full plank today. If you're feeling strong, play around with that top leg. Maybe you want to find your tree plank. Maybe you want to find that big toe and extend that foot in front of you or up to the sky. Good. Got it, Rhiannon, well done. And then when you've had enough of holding that plank on that side, take the hand down to the floor. If you want to take a little vinyasa to break it up, you can do. Or You can take that side plank straight to the other side. Well done. Making sure that that supporting arm underneath you is directly under the shoulder, or you've got a perfectly 90-degree angle with the arm and the side body. Try not to overextend the elbow. Good. Play around with that top leg. Really good, Wendy. Good, Cat. And then find that high plank. Lower your chest to the floor. And relax on your front. Resting your forehead onto your hands. Bring your feet in towards your bum. And just windscreen wiper your feet from side to side. Giving your abdominals a little bit of a massage. Well done. Take those legs out long. Hands come underneath the shoulders. And if you want to take an easy option, either push back through child's pose, and then just find your way onto your bum, or you can come up through downward dog and jump those feet through, crossing the legs. Good stuff. Okay, rolling down one vertebrae at a time, all the way to the floor. Keeping those knees bent, feet in towards the bum. Hands down by your sides. As you inhale, pushing the hands and feet into the floor, lift the hips high to the sky, coming into your bridge pose. Option to take those shoulders underneath you, interlacing the hands. Open through the chest, pushing the hands into the floor. Squeeze the glutes. Make sure those knees are still parallel and in line with the hips. They're not shooting out to the sides. As you come down, make sure you roll down through the spine, nice and gently. You have the option of taking another bridge, or if you have wheel in your practice, you can take a wheel. If you don't feel like doing either, you can hug those knees into the chest. And just take a rock and roll from side to side. Good, Cat. Nice, Lou. Good, Rhiannon, beautiful. Taking 2 to 3 breaths there. And as you come down, make sure you come down nice and gently. I'm not there to guide you. Hug the knees into the chest, into a nice ball pose. Rock from side to side. Massaging the spine out from there. Good stuff. Okay, from here, we're going to take a little shoulder stand. So if you don't want to go upside down, just take those feet up ahead of you, finding your fountain of youth. If you've got a block and you want to place a block underneath your hips just to relax here for a restorative pose, you can. If you want to go up into that shoulder stand, send those feet high, supporting your lower back with your hands, looking up towards those feet. 2 to 3 breaths in that pose. Play around with those legs if you want to, finding different positions. And if your body feels like it, you can send those feet overhead, finding that plow pose. Just being really careful with the neck. Good control. As you come out of that pose, I want you to try lower those legs down with as much control as possible. Use those abdominals. Feel each bone in the spine meeting the mat one at a time. Beautiful. Really good. Hug those knees into the chest again. Finding a happy baby pose, guide those knees towards the outsides of your armpits. Take the soles of the feet up to the sky, either holding onto the backs of the legs or taking hold of the outsides of the feet. Try to lengthen that lower back down. Don't let the bum curl up away from the mat. Open through the chest and shoulders. And if you want to take some rocks from side to side, you can. If you want to straighten through those legs, you can. Just be gentle. And then release your feet back down to the floor. Hug your right knee into the chest and lengthen the left leg along the mat. One final twist. Your spine's going to feel so twisty after this. Guide your right knee over to the left side of your body. Keeping both shoulders on the mat, looking towards the right hand if you want to. Release the abdominals. Don't hold them strong, just let them go. Enjoy that twist. On your next inhale, come back center. And take your left knee in towards the chest. Find that twist on the second side. Inhale to come back center. If there's any other poses you want to do before we find our Shavasana, please do them now in the next 30 seconds. If you just want to go straight into that Shavasana and then find a comfortable position, grab a hoodie, put your socks on, turn the lights off, whatever you want to do. And then once you've found that comfortable position, either in corpse pose with your legs lengthened down beside you. If your lower back's giving you grief, then bend those knees in, keep the feet flat on the floor. You want to open those hips, let the knees drop out to the sides. Relax the face, relax the whole body, taking your focus to your breath, keeping it natural, don't force it to be anywhere. Try to stop your mind from wandering. And as I close this practice, I'm going to read a poem to you, but when I heard it, it made a lot of sense to me. So I'm going to share it with you. So it's a poem by Erin Hansen. Let me tell the tale of a girl who didn't stop. You climbed up every mountain without a pause on the top. She danced until each blade of grass was clothed in drops of dew, and the sun knew her by name, but the silver moon did too. For a fear had settled in her bones, a fear of sitting still, that if you're not moving forwards, it must mean you never will. So in time her dance got slower and looked at all she'd seen, but found gaps inside all the places that she'd never fully been. For she was a human doing, human moving, human seeing, but she'd never taken time to simply be a human being. So as you rest in your Shavasana, remind yourself to pause and take time to slow down. Try to be in the moment. I know we're all excited about the next few weeks when things start to return to normal. But just be. In your own time, you can stay here if you're happy here. If you want, start to move your fingers and toes. Moving the muscles in your body, waking them back up again. Either giving yourself a big stretch overhead. Maybe that will create a yawn. Let it happen. Slowly finding your way back to seated. Just how we started the practice. Growing up nice and tall through the spine. Once you get there, if you need to take any movements with the shoulders or the neck, please do. Placing your hands towards your heart center, press those palms together. Bowing your forehead down towards your fingertips, thanking yourself for your practice. Thank you for joining me on your mats today. Namaste.